Hello everyone, my name is Ankit Nanwal and today we will be starting with the important topic that is projection. So before making any drawing, you need to understand the topic projection. So what is projection? Suppose you have certain idea of making any object in your mind that you need to make. So first of all, you need to compile that idea into paper. So how will you make that up? Suppose an object have three dimension like what are the three dimension? Length, breadth and height. So that is the shape of that object. Okay, that is in three dimension and you need to make that idea into 2D in the sheet of paper. So the shape and size of three-dimensional object have to represented on a sheet of drawing paper which has only two-dimensional plane. So how will you make that? For obtaining the image of an object, you want to obtain the image of the object by various points. So various contours of an object are thrown forward on a plane. So that, what do you mean by that? It means that we will be projecting some projectors on the object and we will view in mind that from this angle this object will be projected like this on this plane. We will be looking the object from other side, so it will look like this. So this is the meaning of projection. So for obtaining the image of an object, various points on the contour of an object are thrown forward onto a plane by means of a straight line or visual rays. Okay, we will talk about that. That are known as projectors. The figure formed by joining various points thus obtained on a plane is image of an object and is called the projection. That is the meaning of projection. So projectors are the ray of sight that make any object on the plane of projection, that are known as projectors, and projection the object that has been made on the plane of projection. Okay, so I hope you guys have understand what is the meaning of projection. So why we are learning it? It is possible to describe the shape of an object completely by using orthographic projection. So what do you mean by orthographic projection? We will see it further. But if you want to define any shape of an object from 3D, we want to make it in 2 dimension. So what is the shape of that object in that view? So how, that is the meaning of projection. That is why we are learning how to make the 3-dimensional object into a 2-dimensional object. These orthographic views are required for manufacturing for the object and machine parts. So you are having an idea of that object and you want, so suppose you want to manufacture that object. How will you manufacture? You will be providing the drawing first of all for that object, that it looks from front it looks like this, from top it looks like this, from side it looks like this. There are different types of views. So that will define the shape of an object in case of 3-dimensional, what it looks like in 2 dimension. Okay, now suppose this is the observer. You are seeing from here. So these are the rays, the ray of sight, and when object is here, this is the object. When these ray of sight are projected here, these are further projected on the plane of projection. This is how projectors are plotted to project any object on plane of projection. Okay, what do you mean on plane of projection? Plane of projection means where the object is being made on paper, means the drawing sheet. Suppose the object is here and you are looking from here. So this is the top view of that object. This is the object and this is the top. You are seeing from here. So you are projecting this object's view on the sheet of paper. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Now what is projection? If we trace a side are drawn from the eye of an observer to the object and are allowed to fall on a plane of projection, the object is said to be projected. So that I have already explained. That means it is saying nothing but if we trace of sight are drawn from the eye. So these are the trace of sight, these rays which are from coming from the observer. These rays are only known as projector. These, when they project certain object on the paper, that are known as projectors, ray of sight, and the object that has been made on the plane of projection, that is known as the object has been projected. Okay. Now what are the plane of projection? These are the plane of projection that you must have studied earlier, that this is the quadrant system, in which this is the first quadrant, this is the second quadrant, this is the third quadrant, and this is the fourth quadrant, in which this one is this one is horizontal plane, this one is vertical plane. Okay. So when the object is in first quadrant, how it will be plotted, and when the object is in second quadrant, third quadrant, or fourth quadrant, how it will be plotted. So there are different views by which you can see any object. What are the views that you can see? If you are seeing any object from front, that is front view, top view, bottom view, right side view, left side view, and rear side. So there are 6 standard views by which you can see any object, and you can plot their images on the paper. Okay. So this is all about plane of projection. So what is projection and what are its types? Projection, I hope you all have understand. So projection is basically of 2 types. One is orthographic projection, one is pictorial projection. Okay. One is pictorial projection, and orthographic projection is further subdivided into multi-view projection and axonometric projection, and pictorial projection is further divided into oblique projection and perspective projection. I will explain all the topics. Okay. And here orthographic projection is divided into multi-view and axonometric, and multi-view projection is subdivided into 2, that is first angle projection, third angle projection. That is the very important topic. Okay. And axonometric projection is further divided into isometric projection, diametric projection, and trimetric projection. So I will be explaining you about all these projections. So first of all comes the orthographic projection. Orthographic projection, it is the 2-dimensional representation of a 3-dimensional object. Simple, that it is a 2-dimensional representation of any 3-dimensional object. Second point says it is a parallel projection. Parallel projection means why? Parallel projection, the line of projections are parallel both in reality and in projection plane. That means the observer is here. Okay, this is the observer, and when these ray of sight are parallel, when these lines are parallel, this type of projection is known as orthographic projection. I hope you guys have understood. Okay. Now comes pictorial projection. What is pictorial projection? Pictorial projection is in which the length and breadth and height of any object is being viewed in the drawing. Okay. The projection in which the length, breadth, and height of an object is shown in one view. So this is one view in which the length of the object, height of the object, and breadth of the object is being seen. So this type of drawing or view, this is known as pictorial projection. Okay. Now pictorial projection was subdivided into 2, that was oblique projection and perspective projection. So oblique projection was in which the projection obtained on the plane, that is in which the length, height, and breadth is being seen, but one face of an object is parallel but the other adjacent faces is inclined at an angle of 45 degrees. So this face and this face are parallel, but these adjacent sides of any plane are at an angle 45 degree from the plane of projection. So this is the plane of projection and it is at angle 45 degree from these adjacent sides are at angle 45 degree from the plane of projection. I hope you are getting easily by this drawing. Okay, now perspective projection. Perspective projection means when from one point the ray of sights are converging at one point. The projection obtained on a plane when the projectors converge to a point. So these projectors are, you can see that they are converging at one point. So this type of projection is known as perspective projection, when the ray of sights are converging at a point. Okay, now comes the axonometric projection. So what is axonometric projection? It is a type of orthographic projection. It is a type of orthographic projection used for creating a pictorial drawing. Pictorial drawing means that length, breadth and height is seen, okay, of an object, where the line of sight are perpendicular to the plane of projection. Line of sights are perpendicular to the plane of projection, and the object is rotated around one or more of its axes to reveal the multiple side. So by different views you can see any object. So these are known as axonometric projection, in which the line of sight is perpendicular to the plane of projection. Okay, so line of sight is perpendicular to the plane of projection. So this is known as axonometric projection, is rotated around one or more of the axes. So in this case, suppose this is a diagram of a cube here, in which you are seeing an object. So there are different angles of this object. This angle theta 1, this is theta 2 and this is theta 3. Okay, these are the different angles. Okay, when these angles are the different types of views of axonometric projection are dependent on this angle. When these angles are equal, all are equal, that is known as isometric projection. Okay, when these all angles are 1. Suppose this is the diagram, this angle is B, this is A, and length is A, C, AB and AD. So when AB equal to AC equal to AD and angle A equal to B 30 degree is known as isometric projection. Then it is known as isometric projection. The second one, say diametric projection, in which both the angles are not equal and this length and height and breadth have a relation that either two may be equal, one is not equal. AB equal to AC and not equal to AD. That type of drawing is known as projection, is known as diametric projection. And third one is trimetric projection, when neither of the side is equal and the angle is also not equal. A is not equal to B and A is not equal to B and AB not equal to AC not equal to AD. That type of projection is known as trimetric projection. So I hope you guys have understand what is axonometric projection. Okay, that means it's type of projection in which the pictorial drawing of an object is drawn where the line of sight is perpendicular to the plane of projection. Now comes the isometric projection. So what is isometric projection? That you must have understand that in this projection the angle of adjacent side is 30 degree. The projection is a type of pictorial projection obtained on a plane. Here three major dimensions of the solid are not only shown in one view, and also their actual sizes can be measured directly from it. Okay, their actual size can be directly measured from it. Okay, in this projection, projectors are parallel but inclined at an angle of 30 degree to the plane of projection. Okay, so this is the plane of projection and it is at an angle of 30 degree with the plane of projection. The projectors are parallel but inclined, okay, at an angle of 30 degree. This is basically used in CAD application. CAD is computer aided drawing. When you will be using AutoCAD, then you will understand what I was talking about. Okay, I hope you have the clear concept regarding the axonometric projection and its type. Basically, I have defined all the types of projection. Now we come to most important part, that is first angle projection and the third angle projection. That is the part of multi-view. Multi-view have two parts, that is first angle projection and third angle projection. Multi-view, why we are saying it multi-view? Because it is seen on multiple plane. It is drawn on multiple plane, and axonometric is on single plane. That is the difference between axonometric and multi-view. Axonometric is drawn in single plane, multi-view is drawn in multiple plane. So now we will see the first angle projection. So when we call any object is drawn on a first angle projection, on when it is called on third angle projection, let us see. Suppose you see this diagram. Suppose this is the diagram of any object and the observer is here. Suppose you are here and you are seeing an object from here. Okay, now suppose this when you are talking about first angle projection, it is the object is in first quadrant. Okay, and when you are talking in the third angle projection, the object is at third quadrant. Okay, now suppose this is the object here and you are the observer. The observer is sitting here. You are looking the object from here. So the ray of sight will be going from here, and this is the front view of that object has been drawn on the vertical plane. Okay, and this is the horizontal plane, and when you will turn the observer will be standing. Now he will be coming here and he will be looking the object from here. Now from here he will able to see the top view of the object, and plot of that object has to be drawn on the horizontal plane. Okay, now what will happen? Okay, now suppose this was the object here. Okay, and you were seeing the object from here. So the ray of sight coming from here to the object, and the front view of that object has been drawn here. Okay, now the observer comes here. From top he is looking at the object, and top view of the project has been drawn on the horizontal surface. Okay, so I hope this part is clear. Now why you want to draw this type of projection on the sheet of paper? Now what you will do, your sheet is not like this, your sheet is like this, simply like this. You simply turn this drawing sheet into straight like this. So the on the top end it was the front view, at the bottom it was top view. So remember, in first angle projection, the drawing that has to be drawn on the top is front view of an object, and at the bottom it should be top view of the object. Okay, now when you are looking at the left, suppose now the observer is here, object is here. Now you want to draw from left hand side you are looking. So this is the left hand side. Okay, now from left hand side you want to see the object. So for drawing the left hand side, the drawing sheet has to be kept here. So left view will be drawn on the right hand side, and right hand side view will be drawn on the left. So it is opposite in case of first angle projection. I hope you guys have understand that front view on the top view on the bottom, and left hand view on the right, and right hand view on the left. Okay, so this is the case of first angle projection. And in case of third angle projection, so in case of third angle projection, the object is at the third quadrant. Now it is not the case when the observer will be here. This is not possible. In case of third angle projection, observer is still in this area. Okay, now when you are here, so this is one difference, that in case of first angle projection there is object in between the plane of projection and observer, and in case of third angle projection there is plane of projection in between observer and object. Okay, so I hope this part is clear. Now what will happen when the observer will look from here? What will happen? The you will see from here front view will be plotted here, and when the observer will go upwards, the view will be plotted here. Okay, now it looks like this. Okay, now there is a object here. Now ray of sight, when you wanted to draw the front view will be drawn in this side. Okay, front view here, and when you will be looking from this side, the top view will be drawn here. So top view will be on the top, front view on the bottom, right hand side view on the right, left hand side view on the left. So in this case the views are at their proper places. So in this case the left hand side view is drawn on the left hand side and right hand side view is drawn on the right hand side. I hope the difference is clear, that in case of first angle projection, let us see the difference. The object is imagined to be in first quadrant, that I have told. In case of third angle, the object is imagined to be in third quadrant. Second, the object lies between the observer and the plane, that is the difference. The plane of projection lies between the observer and the object. Okay. Now, third one says the plane of projection is assumed to be non-transparent. Okay, why? Non-transparent, why? Suppose this was the quadrant and the object is simply visible from here to the observer. So simply he can draw. So plane of projection, it should be non-transparent. Okay. And in case of third angle projection, the plane of projection is assumed to be transparent. Transparent, why? Suppose this was the case. Now when the object was here, so you cannot see, the observer cannot see. If it is non-transparent, the observer cannot see the object, so it should be transparent. The plane of projection should be transparent. Now fourth one says that when views are drawn in their relative positions, when the views are drawn in their relative position, the top view will comes below the front view, that I have told you. When we are talking about first angle projection, the front view will come on the top view will come on the bottom, right hand side view will come on the left hand side of the image. Okay, right side view drawn to the left side of the image. When views are drawn in their relative position, top view comes above front view, right side view drawn on the right side of the image. So this is the difference between the first angle projection and third angle projection. So I hope you guys are clear with the concept. In India, basically we use first angle projection. Okay, so we will be using this part, first angle projection. This is basically used in USA. Okay, now for the symbol purpose, when you are drawing in any drawing, you want to say that this is first angle projection or this is second angle projection. For first angle projection, the symbol used is this. This is the object and this is the image of this object. The first angle, when you are looking from here, this observer is here and you are looking from here, this is the image of this object. And in case of third angle projection, the observer is here and plane of projection, the image will be here and object will be here. So this is the symbol of first angle projection and third angle projection. I hope you guys are clear with the concept. So you need to make notes regarding this. So thank you for now.